Howdy, my name is Nonat, and today I'll be telling you all about the basics of actions in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Actions are the basic economy of encounters in Pathfinder 2e. Anything a character does will typically cost actions. Every round of an encounter, each character is given 3 actions to spend on their turn however they choose. Some skills or spells will require more than 1 action to perform, so keep that in mind when planning out your turn. For example, Hugo Sliptoes has 3 actions on his turn. He wants to move, attack, and then use his Twin Feint feat. This would be a total of 4 actions. 1 to move, 1 to attack, and then 2 actions to use Twin Feint. So he uses his first action to stride, his second action to strike, but he only has 1 action left, and Twin Feint requires 2 actions to be performed. In a normal situation, he would be unable to do all of this in 1 turn, so he'll have to reconsider his actions this round. Some spells and abilities, however, such as the spell Haste, can grant characters extra actions on their turn, but unless such an effect is active, they are limited to 3 actions per turn. So Hugo decides to forego his first attack and just use the Stride and Twin Feint actions. There are 4 distinct types of actions in Pathfinder, each represented by a different symbol. These are free actions, single actions, reactions, and activities. Free actions are abilities and maneuvers that require no extra time to complete, and thus don't deduct from your 3 actions per turn. Some examples of a free action would be dropping a held item, speaking to someone, or even some feats like the rogue's Scout's Warning. Single actions are exactly what they sound like, and are the most common type of action. They cost 1 action during encounters and could be just about anything. The most common single actions are the Stride and Strike commands, and are used by almost every character in every encounter. Reactions are a special type of action that don't count towards your 3 actions per turn, but you can only use 1 reaction each turn. There are feats and spells that can alter this, however, such as the fighter's combat reflexes. Reactions also rely on a specific trigger to function. They can only be used when these triggers are met, such as an enemy attempting to run away from you or cast a spell. Reactions are normally taken on somebody else's turn in an encounter, and are often defensive or disruptive abilities. Examples of reaction would be taking attacks of opportunity, raising your shield to deflect an incoming attack, or attempting to counterspell an opponent's magic. Finally, there are activities. Activities are skills and abilities that require more than 1 action to complete, such as the previously mentioned Twin Feint for rogues. These typically have much greater effects than single actions, or even bundle multiple single actions together into a single maneuver. Like single actions, there are dozens of activities available to characters, but I'll list some examples. The fighter's Sudden Charge feat allows them to effectively stride twice and strike a melee enemy, all in 1 ability. This feat costs 2 actions to complete, but it's cost-effective since all of its effects would cost 3 actions on their own. Many spells, especially stronger ones, cost more than 1 action. This helps represent the time and effort it takes to perform the incantation and cast the spell itself, even if the effect is nearly instantaneous. The last activity I'd like to cover is the Ready action. This is available to all characters at any time, but is kind of its own unique type of action. When you ready an action, you spend 2 actions on your turn to prepare any single or free action with a trigger. This trigger works exactly like a reaction, and, if met, allows you to perform the readied action on somebody else's turn. A common use of the ready activity is to prepare a strike on a target, and if the target tries to attack or run away, the strike is triggered and gets performed as normal. Or you could be a spellcaster who readies a single action spell to fire if a specific hidden target reveals themselves. The ready activity lets you get creative with your action economy and can lead to some very cool combat scenarios. Though, on top of the 2 action cost of the ready activity, it also uses your reaction that turn, so keep that in mind. And that's about it. Actions still have function outside of encounters, but the action economy is most relevant inside of them. Every action or activity can still be used whenever you like, though many of them have pretty specific effects designed for combat. I hope I was able to clarify how actions work in Pathfinder 2nd Edition for you. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing to see more. I do character class guides every Tuesday and general tutorials like this one every Thursday. If you want to know the second these videos go live, ring that bell. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, no nat ones.